Question 7 of my media evaluation is, looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt in the progression from it to the full product? So, in our preliminary task, which I will put in my evaluation page just to see the difference from between the prelim and the actual final cut of our opening sequence. Well, there were both of the filmings, the process of making it, they were both difficulties. So let's start with the preliminary task. We had many issues with the preliminary task because that was the first time our group filmed, edited, directed, produced anything, and since it was all our first time for doing media. So one problem was getting camera shots right and trying not to break the rules, like the 180-degree rule for when you're making conversations. We had to try not break that, and it was hard for us. And also at one point we had filming coming out of a door, but it was a glass door and you could see the reflection of the camera and the two cameramen outside, so we had to scrap that. So it was really trial and error when it came to our preliminary task, because we had to try new things, take things out, put things in, and at the end you just had me walking through the corridor, going down to the stairs to the cafeteria and just speaking to a friend about a new DC comic book, while the original version had me coming out the glass doors, going downstairs outside the playground to the cafeteria and doing the same thing, talking. So the preliminary task had its ups and downs with filming, and editing was like a big thing as well, because no one really knew how to edit in our group. So one thing that we had to get the grips on was editing, definitely, because when we edited, the things we put together wouldn't match, or we broke the continuity rule, things wouldn't match up. It was just all over the place. So that was for our preliminary task, and if I think of anything I'll probably just link back to it. So when it came to the actual production of our opening sequence, there were so many things that went wrong. The amount of times we had to change our the narrative of our opening sequence, because we went from going on a bus to the station, bumping into the hood, be on either side of the platform, and then the train disappearing, to going outside the station, hugging, going in to check the oyster, how much is on it, coming back out, walking, and turning around for the hood to be there. So one of the problems I think we had with our the opening sequence was planning permission, because we had to have on TFL it said we had to have insurance and permission to film inside the train station, and I think the insurance was 5 million, and obviously we don't have £5 million, so we couldn't do that. So then my group had to ask the people in the station if they could film, and the man kept saying, no, you need permission. He's basically giving problems, saying we couldn't do it, so we only had to film coming outside the station, literally the front of the station, filming out of it. And also we had to scrap the bus idea, because we couldn't exactly go on the bus, get to the station, let's say we had to record it again, then we had to basically go back down the road just to wait for another bus just to come around and do the whole thing again. I don't think the process, doing that over and over again would have been good. It would have been time consuming, and we really didn't have the time for it. So what else was there? Also with editing, as was a kind of an issue with the ending, the final, because there was how can I put it? There were so many different things that wouldn't happen, and we added so much more to we did in our preliminary task. We added credit, sound. We added a productions company. It was just, and we even made our own little text messaging boxes. And it was just, so Well, I'm gonna see if there's anything else I can talk about. I actually think that's all. So I think from our preliminary task to our final product, I think we've all progressed a lot from using the camera properly, not breaking any rules, getting the camera shots correct. Editing has improved massively. We haven't broken any continuity rules, so that's a good thing as well. And yeah, I think that as a whole, we've progressed from the preliminary task to our final product. So that is question 7 on how we've made progression from the preliminary task to the final product and what else we've learned.